How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. I hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you guys have, you guys know, do smash that like button if you haven't done so already. With that, let's get into the video. Whew. Okay, so I've been working on a few things in between episodes. Mainly, where we left off last episode, we finished getting the lithium here, and we have these two oil platforms running. I just realized that guy needs a heat pipe. Oh well. But each of these are essentially filled, or for like the oil and stuff, they are pumping pretty much fast enough. This one seems to be getting prioritized by the trains. So what I think I'm going to do is limit this, put a train limit on it to 2. Same thing with this one, because that way there's only ever the one. And hopefully that puts some more trains over. Looks like we have plenty of heat trains. They are full for the most part, so we've finally backed up on that. And then I doubled up some more production so we could make rocket fuel locally. And that's just running off of the solid fuel water and ammonium. Thankfully, it's not going to be running full-time, part and due, because we just don't have the automatic... I say automatic, but we don't have the belts runned. Runned? We don't have the belts connected up yet from our production of science, nor do we have it from the foundations. And we've been slowly shuttling it over. Some of it, I believe, has already been stockpiled here. Actually, may have been taken out. Yeah, we've been slowly taking it out. We have 5,000 here, and then I think we have another 5,000 up on Thor's hammer. I think what we'll do is we'll take those foundations, we'll start up here in the top left of all of this. We'll build out the new recycling plants, and then as we move to the right, this section here is going to probably take the most. But we'll start here on this island that has a good chunk already there, and then we'll start building out all that infrastructure. And then I think down here, we'll probably set some mining drills up. These are fairly small. They're only a couple 100,000 each. At least probably like these 4 right here in the middle. So we'll set up a large chunk of production. And then we already have our rockets, which is nice. We don't really have to add any there. But the key thing is going to be stockpiling all the ingredients that we need and kind of building it out as we go. Right now we're working on gleba. In order to get more foundations, we need more carbon fiber, because that's pretty much now our bottleneck, because this one machine isn't running all the time, and even if it was, it's only producing 1.32 a second, and we need more than that. So we commandeered the nuclear waste ship here, so we can get some stuff we need. So let's head back to Gleba. I picked up some speed 3s. One of the things that I was thinking about is, so while we have the one rocket parts ship, it's not currently complete. I think we're going to modify this ship. I don't know if we're going to do it today or if we're going to do it throughout the week and then next week kind of work on it. But I'm thinking we're going to split the rocket part ship up into 3 ships rather than one ship carrying all 3 components. And because my idea is, otherwise this ship will have to go to all 5 planets, right? All 5. Deliver the item that planet needs for the rocket silos, potentially running out by the time it gets to the last one, right? As well as there could be some planets that don't need 1 or even more of the rocket parts, meaning that its trip would essentially be not wasted, but it wouldn't be as efficient. Whereas if we have 3 separate ships, if there's a planet, like for instance Flagora, we can literally print rocket fuel like it's nobody's business. Aquilo, we can make rocket fuel like nobody's business. Technically, we can make it here on Gleba with this recipe. Is it enough to satiate us off this one machine? No. But we could scale it up so that it is. Volcanus, same thing. I think we are making rocket fuel here, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere. Why does that look different? Oh, you know what? It's because the pipe. That's why. I'm like, what? I think we are making rocket fuel here. Are we not? Yeah, we are. So, like, rocket fuel, we're making... Pretty much every planet, for the most part, is making rocket fuel locally, I think, at this point. Aquilo's making it. Flagora's making it. Volcanus is making it. I'm pretty sure Novice is making their own rocket fuel, right? Because, you know, we had to do it at one point. Yeah. So basically every planet can, and honestly should probably make their own rocket fuel just because it is a bit of a pain. So that leaves LDS and blue circuits, which can't necessarily be made on every planet. Aquilo can't make either of those, so Aquilo has to for sure import them. Flagora, we get both pretty easily. But blue circuits are used in so many other things. Like if we look here, like at the quality section, we have a lot of miscellaneous crud. So I guess the best place would be science here. So if we look here in this network, we have 300,000 blue circuits, 125,000 LDS, and then if we look down here, we have 10,000 blue, and then we have 2.4 LDS, right? So those are the things that we have, right? It's not getting shipped elsewhere. So like Flagora, pretty much self-sufficient with those two items. Gleba, we can produce both of those items. I don't think we're doing it on this world, no. And then Volcanus, very easy to do LDS. And then we are producing blue circuits here as well. So Volcanus is self-sufficient for its rocket components. Novice is self-sufficient for its rocket components. Although it's more expensive here because we're using the base recipes for each, which are I'm gonna say they're inefficient. They're very inefficient. You're using a lot of copper, a lot of stuff, and the way it's being moved here on Novice is not the most efficient. Nor are these machines the most efficient, right? We could be switching it up and using this where we're putting in the plant, gives us some productivity, also gives us more module slots, and it's just faster, right? Because one of these machines with those modules that it has in it, which aren't even tier 3, by the way, are 0.75 Novice, barely 0.27, right? So we have much, much larger space. So that's one of those things where, like, not every planet needs everything. Like, very clearly, not every planet needs rocket fuel. So I guess we don't even need to build a rocket fuel ship. Although it might not be a bad idea to have one in case a planet suddenly has a spike in, like, demand and can't keep up with its own production. But my goal is to have every planet, I guess, be self-sufficient in that regard. But blue circuits, I think, are one that we are going to have to import to certain planets. Aquilo has to have these two items imported. Flagora produces both, but I think we need to set up a train to bring those two items up here, just exclusively for this network. Gleba, again, can technically make both. I don't really know if I want to make them here, though. Volcanus is making both. So I guess really Gleba and Aquilo are like the only two planets that really need to import those items. The other three seem to be fairly self-sufficient now that I'm looking at it. So that actually might make our lives a little bit easier. So now that we're here on Gleba, let's go ahead and drop down to the surface. And then I want to get some modules brought down. So let's bring... yeah, just bring a whole amount. And then let's drop all this LDS down to the planet's surface. Or at least a good chunk of it. Okay, so we should now be here. Perfect. And then we're still missing one silo. What is it missing? Concrete? That is both funny and concerning. How are we missing concrete? I don't think we have any on here now. Okay. Well, let's finish off this setup. So we need more biochambers. Looks like we need 9. So let's steal some eggs, because I'm guessing that's what we need. Steal some eggs. And we should have production for biochambers here. But we need nutrients, which is almost certainly here. It's probably going to expire before I can actually use it. Hopefully not. Okay, so that's going to go ahead and get those biochambers made, and then let's grab the speed modules we had. I don't know if 50 will be enough. Let's grab 100. So this ups it to... Oh geez, they're already upgraded with it. Perfect. Okay, so almost 2 per second, so this is going to be vastly more than we actually need. Oh, why? How did that get spoilage on it? Oh, that's right, because these are not filtering for that. Which means these guys aren't filtering for it. Oh, you know what? Probably because... I mean, we could definitely use filters here. I guess there's no reason not to use filters. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because having these filters prevents stuff we don't want onto the belt, giving us more capacity for the other stuff. Let's swap that to carbon fiber. Because then we don't have to worry about trying to filter it out of this belt, because this is an end product that won't expire. And as an end product that won't expire, there's no point in trying to manage the stuff that does expire. Oh, you know what? But I don't want this to just chuck that to the trash. Burn the spoilage. Okay, perfect. We still need 5 more. Why is it not complete? Okay, let's leave all that nutrients. Oh, iron plate. Interesting. Do we not have any iron plate? We have iron. We have a lot of iron. Because we have no calcite. Okay. Do we have any calcite on board? We should. And then this should stockpile more. Yeah. Okay, it's set to 1,000 as the threshold. Okay, so that should bring a lot more calcite down, which should get this going. Okay, and then I don't need this in my inventory, get it out. Perfect. Okay, so that should get us that. This guy is here. You don't happen to have concrete on you, do you? No. Thor's hammer. What are you currently waiting on? Those. Oh, but you do have the thing I need. Come here to Gleba. So we can drop off some of that concrete. We'll build the last silo we actually need here, and then that will check off Gleba for all the silos it needs. You know what? Let me get all the modules. I'm sure there's still some in places. But this should... Eventually what we'll do is convert this over to a similar setup that we have on Aquilo, where it has productivity in the silos, followed by speed modules and beacons, so that the rockets can launch as quickly as possible. But deliver that. I actually don't know why that's in there. Switch you to automatic. This guy just go in there, I guess. Okay. We're still missing 5. What are we missing for this now? The eggs. Okay. Well, we can get eggs from up here. It's like shopping. So let's see. Let's grab some of these, like so. Oh yeah. And let's throw that into there. So then these guys should get made. Why aren't they happening faster? Because they need more carbon. Why is carbon not happening? Ironically due to speed. Okay, let's go grab some of those modules. Actually, you know what? Let's just drop the remaining ones we had. That, I think, is just going to be better. We can make more. That's the mentality. We can always make more. And we need rocket fuel, but I think we have rocket fuel on board. We do. Okay. Let's go ahead and just drop all the rocket parts we have. Like, we might as well. We're gonna use them, right? It's not like we're not gonna use these items. Especially considering how many rockets we have to go through just to get the carbon fiber we need. Okay. Okay, we'll start there, and then... Let's see. Do I have... Nope, the modules are not being requested automatically into my inventory. That's always a pain. Yeah. So that now produces 0.75 carbon. Ironically, there's not enough spoilage on the conveyor belt. That is definitely a problem. You know what? Let me see if we can set up a requester chest for any spoilage in the system, because I'm sure there is spoilage. Let's just say 2,000. Is there? Oh yeah, plenty. Perfect, there we go. Never thought I was going to have to import spoilage. I do wish I could set this to only pull spoilage from the right-hand side, though. I mean, I guess I could move this from up there to over here. But no, because that still don't really work. I mean, or loop it and then filter it. Yeah, I mean, I guess the better route would be have it go... Oh, they're going to build that. I thought I had some on me. Never mind. I guess the better way would have been to have it loop, but then have this input on this side as spoilage, but then have an inserter filter off the other stuff or something. I don't know. But that should get us the carbon we need. If we look at production here, let's look at 1 minute. Carbon... And then, where is the other carbon? So we are consuming pretty much all or more than what we're producing. So we probably need more then. Because these each consume 1.2. Yeah. So let's go ahead and extend it. When in doubt, extend it out. Okay. We're just going to take this guy. We're just going to double it. And then you know what? We are going to double it again. I don't think it's enough. Do you think it's enough? I don't think it's enough. If I can blueprint, jeez. There we go. When in doubt, blueprint it out. Okay. There we go. This guy onto that. Doesn't appear that there's enough insertion, so let's triple it, because that should be more than enough. So these guys consume 3 per second. A half belt is 60 items per second, so we can actually only support 10 of these on this belt, like that. Okay. Huh. You know what? New solution. Let's... Let's go ahead and just copy these. And each of them are just going to get their own spoilage insertion. Because this will essentially eliminate the need for the center belt. Almost in its entirety. And then we can actually just go ahead. We'll still keep the nutrients on one side, because then what we can do is we'll still have it output the spoilage onto the belt. So if there is any spoilage, then it can just go down here, and it getting burnt is then perfectly fine with me, or it can actually get reused because it's on that center belt. So that actually should work better then. Do we have enough robots, though, to support this? No. So we are going to need probably a lot more robots, but I will work on that in between episodes. But it is about that time. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys did, you guys know what to do. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. And with that, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and peace out.